Press the Alarm MLB DFS podcast with hosts John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, everybody? John Impemba here with Mark Pitts. Welcome to the Better Baseball MLB DFS Playbook podcast here. We are previewing Friday's 11-game main slate. Mark, this is a big one. We've had a couple of short slates over the last few days with the split slate days on Thursday and Wednesday, but back at it, full 11 games here on the slate, maybe. Because there is some rain up on the East Coast here. 3 games showing us the little rain symbols on the DraftKings board. So could very well be an 8-game slate by the time it all comes down to it. But we'll have all that wrapped up at the 5 o'clock live show. For now, this is our first look at 11 games, my friend. So how are we doing?
Doing good. Excited for football. Cannot wait. Excited for the slate as well. I'm hoping we still get 11 games and we don't get that rain, but
yeah, that would be nice. Getting the player pool involved. A couple of pitchers I know we're looking at on this slate and some matchups we'd like to target for sure. Before we do break into the DraftKings slate there, though, shout out to our friends at rtsports.com. Go to rtsports.com/alarm, promo code alarm23. Scan the QR code on the screen there. New users get a 100% deposit match with their first deposit. Mark, taking a look again at this DraftKings main slate here. Again, 11 games on the board. Pitching wise, got only 2 starters on an 11-game slate over 9K. So that may speak volumes to what we're going to be looking at here on this slate. Anyways, Blake Snell against Houston at 10-8. Kodai Senga on the road against Minnesota at 10K. We do have Jordan Montgomery at home against Oakland at 94. Kyle Bradish on the road against Boston at 92. And Kyle Harrison at home against Colorado at 9K. Jordan Montgomery likely going to be chalky. Any pitcher that goes against Oakland seems to get the high rostership here. But given the other matchups we have on the board, do you find yourself gravitating to any other starter above 9K?
100% it's going to be Kodai Senga. I mean, this is the God matchup. He gets the Twins, who strike out more than any other team, and he is a strikeout artist. He's got double digits in his last 2 games, 12 and 10, and he has absolutely the ability to have another 12 strikeout game in this matchup.
100%. Minnesota, again, they do 2 things. They hit home runs and they strike out. So Kodai Senga can keep the ball in the yard, something he's done a very good job at this season. Just 13 home runs allowed in his 25 starts. And for a while there, we were really harping on the home road splits for Kodai Senga, but the away numbers, they're starting to come down. He's starting to figure it out a little bit. Walks are still kind of a problem for him, which can be trouble when you face a team that can hit some home runs. You walk a guy, next it's a 2-run bomb, but his ability to get swings and misses on his pitches are pretty elite. So I'm in agreement with you. I'm not going to go Blake Snell against Houston. They've just been murdering absolutely everybody. So that feels like a no-fly zone to me. I do think Kyle Harrison's pretty impressive. Again, he's one of the top pitching prospects in San Francisco's organization. He gave up 4 home runs against San Diego, kind of a tough draw, but Colorado away from Coors gets a lefty spot here. Harrison, to me, I do find appealing. I like that the last 2 starts also 91 pitches means they'll give him the ability to go deep. He already has an 11 strikeout game on his ledger too. So for me in this 9K and above range, I'm keying in on Senga, Montgomery, and Harris for me.
Yeah, not to mention Colorado just gets obliterated by left-handed pitching. So yeah. I love that spot. This interesting game, the Cleveland-LA game, I liked Griffin Canning. And I think he got moved to this slate.
He did, yeah. They called up Davis Daniel for the Thursday slate from AAA, or from High A, actually, to pitch. And they bumped Griffin Canning because we were all in on Griffin Canning for Thursday. So nothing's changed for me when it comes to Griffin Canning on Friday.
Yeah, and if Ohtani's still out, I mean, Logan Allen hasn't been great. He's been okay. But I don't have a problem with taking either side of this game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously attacking Cleveland's been a strong play. They do have Josh Naylor back in their lineup, a guy that was on pace to lead the league in RBIs, but still, Canning's been pretty good for LA here for a little bit. James Grande loves Yuri Perez. Tough spot for me with him, though. I know he struggled a little bit against Washington. I don't want to go up against Philly right now in that lineup, even though Yuri Perez does have some nice potential. You have Hunter Brown against San Diego. Not sure I like that one too much. Kikuchi against KC could be a spot. You say Kikuchi here, the last 10 games, 2.93 ERA. Tough outing against Colorado in Coors. 6 runs allowed, only 2 earned, kind of drew up the pitch count, but he was pitching the ball pretty well before that. We know Kansas City's recent struggles, so could go Kikuchi at 82.
Yeah, I also don't mind Bryce Elder. Um, they got Pittsburgh, so I mean,
Yeah,
he's got built-in win equity because he's on the Braves. So I mean,
he certainly does. Yeah,
he's been decent. He had a bad game against Colorado, but it was in Coors Field. So what are you gonna do?
yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't mind. He doesn't strike out a ton of guys, but he tends to limit the damage. He doesn't, which is good for a guy that walks some people. So I definitely don't hate that. He is going up against Keller. Keller's been very good. It would be surprising to see him pitch well against Atlanta here. So not going to touch that one. I've been pitching a lot of Sanchez this season, but Miami hits lefties really well. But I got to get your opinion here. No Jorge Soler now because he's on IL. That's a guy that's been their best hitter against lefties. Does that matchup make Sanchez any more appealing for you, or is it still just a fade because of how they perform as a team?
no, I could get there. I don't think he's like a locked-in SP2, but I do like the spot. He has 20 points in a game, 2 games ago.
Yeah.
He's at it twice in the last 6, 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could get there.
And then I got to ask you because there's really not much else down here, but 2 of the last 3 starts for Luis Severino has been pretty good. Got hit by Houston, but again, everybody's getting hit by Houston. Shut out Detroit over 7 innings, 8 Ks. Shut out Washington over 6 2/3 in that game. Home against Milwaukee here. Do you give any thought to Luis Severino here?
I give 0.0% thought.
Okay.
He has the talent, like he can do it, but lefties have been absolutely smoking him this year. He's allowing where is it? A 430 WOBA and a 630 slug to lefties on the year. So
you're worried about Christian Yelich and Sal Frelick and Carlos Santana and the other 4 Joey Weimer,
yeah,
the other 4 to 5 lefties that they'll throw at him.
Any one of them could take him yard. And
I would agree with you. And they're in Yankee Stadium. That lefty power in Yankee Stadium, short porch and right plays nicely. I would agree with you. Not really interested in Severino, but encouraged at least that 2 of the last 3 starts. Maybe he is starting to turn it around. Any other starting pitchers for you on the slate?
That's really it. I don't think I'll get much below Sanchez there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Not too many great matchups here for the rest of the slate. I mean, if you Colin Ray, we've talked about Yankees against righties, but he's just been getting killed. So it doesn't feel like a risk spot. That game also has a little rain. So does LA Washington and Miami Philadelphia. So again, we'll have to get the forecast as we go across. When it comes to some of these top price hitters on the infield, Mark, when we're again looking at the matchups, trying to figure out where we want to go, who we want to target, what sticks out to you on this slate for the infield?
I mean, it's not Patrick Corbin Day, but it is Dallas Keuchel Day.
It is. Yes.
So we have basically a repeat of 3 slates ago. So I'm all in on Pete Alonso, Lindor. I mean, you could play both of them.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Both of them homered for us on Patrick Corbin Day, though. Alonso didn't homer off of Corbin. He still got there for us.
Still did it. He hit one to the warning track, so he almost had 2. But
Yep. I agree with you 100%. Love the Mets here again for this slate. It's a really great option for them. Mookie gets another lefty. So if the game in Washington plays, we just talked about Mookie's numbers on the Thursday slate because of Braxton Garrett, a 400 isolated power, a 700 slugging percentage, a WOBA over 400. I mean, Mackenzie Gore's going to have his hands full with Mookie Betts here, but so is Blake Snell. Blake Snell's got to deal with Jose Altuve, who had 3 home runs the other night. All 5'4" of Jose Altuve had 3 home runs. So I'm in there as well.
Yeah, he's in a really, really bad spot. I don't know if he knows it yet, but he's in some trouble. And then I want to say, as good as Mitch Keller seemed to turn things around. He's been really good of late, but we know on the season lefties have been crushing him, so it's might not be the best spot. But Matt Olson, I mean, he's got 46 home runs.
Yeah, easy.
Can always play.
Always in play. At third base, I like Gunnar Henderson again. As much as Tanner Houck shows promise, he tends to fall apart at points in games. So you could go there. If you are not a Kodai Stenger believer, Royce Lewis may hit a grand slam because why not? He hasn't hit one in a couple of days. So he's always viable to hit a grand slam. He had 2 grand slams and 10 RBIs in a 2-game stretch there. 3 grand slams in like a 2-week span. So could certainly find your way to Royce Lewis here. And then of shortstop, Corey Seager, Bobby Witt. If Trey Turner's off paternity leave, you could probably give him a look. Lindor, as we mentioned, at 48. CJ Abrams is at 48. With a big slate like this, there's a lot of spend ups in the infield.
Yeah, and I'll throw Semien out there as well. I mean, if I probably just go Betts if I'm going to pay up.
Sure.
But he's coming off a 2 home run game. He had a stolen base. And Blackburn, he's okay, but I still have some interest there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. As we work sort of our way across here, some value in mid-tier plays. Brandon Drury gets a lefty and Logan Allen at $4,400. Historically hits lefties well. Ahmad Rosario's at $4K. Another guy that historically hits lefties pretty well. We talked to Mario there, $3,200. A switch hitter help us spend up for the Alonso and Lindor stack that we're looking to get to. So plenty of good value. Emmanuel Valdez for the Red Sox also homered the other day, has hits in 4 straight. He's $3K, gets Kyle Bradish there. So a lot of interesting value at second, or guys that have second shortstop eligibility.
Yeah, not to mention I like Ryan O'Hearn over at first.
Yes.
Houk, however you say it.
Turner
Houk, yeah. I had his numbers up, and I can't find him.
He's been pretty inconsistent this year.
It was lefties that have been getting to him. Yeah, I misplaced it. I had it somewhere. But he's a lefty, so just like Gunnar, I like that spot.
Yeah, I'm with you there. If you want to go over to catcher and you're not in on Kikuchi, Freddie Fermin does hit lefties pretty well. He's $3,500. Francisco Alvarez, when we played the Lindor Alonso stack, it was actually Francisco Alvarez that had the night of his life. 34 fantasy points. He even stole a base in that game against Washington. So, Alvarez at $3,600 could be the spot. You mentioned the Houk numbers against lefties: 549 slug, 376 weighted on base percentage, 2.3 home runs per 9 allowed by Tanner Houck, the lefty. So you're looking at this Baltimore lineup and some of the lefties that will be in that lineup. O'Hearn certainly checks that box. Gunnar Henderson, as I mentioned, checks that box. Adley Rutschman will hit left-handed against him, looking to spend all the way up at catcher. So some pretty good options here at the infield. Trying to see if we missed any other values. Oh, yeah, Ceddanne Rafaela. If they do put him in the lineup, there's been some cries to kind of get him more consistent playing time. Had a pinch hit double the other day, had 3 hits.
They let him off, didn't they? I think they let him off yesterday.
Yeah, they let him off. Yeah. So, could certainly be in a spot here if they do commit to playing him a little bit more as one of their top prospects at $2,800 feels pretty good as a value option as well.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Any other infielders for you?
It's really the main ones I've been looking at.
Yeah, I'm kind of scrolling through here. Again, such a big slate. We'll probably have to wait and see when lineups come out, if anybody new is kind of in or starting to see where we're going to go. I know that Colby Conway's been big on Logan Chenal lately. We have Garrett Cooper down here for some value as well. So it's just some more guys to maybe take a peek at as we move across.
Wilmer Flores gets a lefty. So
yes, Wilmer Flores, great call out. What's his price tag at? Wilmer's 39. Oh, yeah, love that against Ty Block. Good call on Wilmer Flores there. Outfielders: Acuna, Betts, Judge, Jordan, Tatis. Like we always say, find your stack. These are the best hitters. Figure out which way you want to go with it. Not going to tell you no on any of them. Maybe I don't play Tatis. Maybe. Like that's.
I mean,
maybe he's still really good, but like maybe that's who I don't go to. I don't know.
Yeah, even Schwarber. Schwarber's got he's got what is it? 3 home
more
runs
homers than singles this year. Does Kyle Schwarber?
Yeah, but literally every other game he's got a home run.
He's got 41 homers and 90 RBIs. Guys hitting 195. So it's pretty wild. But yeah, a lot of power against Yuri Perez there. You mentioned the Severino numbers against lefties. Christian Yelich is at $5,400.
Yep, love that spot.
Adam Duvall keeps smashing, $4,800 for him. Green light special. We don't talk much Toronto, but Alec Marsh is really starting to fall apart. So maybe Springer, Varsho, Vladdy, those guys when we come into getting into play. Mullins is a lefty against Houck in the middle of that lineup. So some options for you.
Santander, 45. Probably going to crush.
Chaz will get Schnell. Frelick's 42. Rengifo versus a lefty. Again, we didn't mention him at shortstop, but Rengifo balling out. And he has that multi-position eligibility. Jasson Dominguez is 41. You had him as the cover of your value vault the other day, and he homered. So a good on you for that call out.
Oh yeah, he smashed it. Nimmo, I think Nimmo, he got 2 home runs. Yeah, I think that was in the Corbin game. I think he hit one off Corbin. So even lefty on lefty, he was fine. If you're stacking Mets, I mean, I don't hate it. Keuchel is not very good.
No, Keuchel is less than very good. He's very bad, actually. All right, some value guys down here. Let's see. Again, mentioned Varsho. Grichuk gets a lefty at 34. O'Hearn has the multi-position eligibility. Chris Taylor is 33.
I mean, you could probably play Pirates lefties. I mean, Elder, he's not striking guys out, so
True.
Sawinski you could throw in there.
Colby nailed the Nelson Velasquez homer the other day. He's homered in 3 straight games now. Wow. A guy that hits lefties really well. Again, if you're not in on Kikuchi, you struggled a little bit over the last 3 starts. Nelson Velasquez could fit some Royals plays or even a one-off play for Nelson Velasquez here.
And they barely touched his price. I like that. 31,
yeah, I know.
32
Still,
is nice.
They just forgot he's a man. He forgot he exists. You know, like let's see here. Kiermaier's 3K. Weiler, if he's in the lineup, yeah. Weiler looks pretty good. We mentioned Oliveira is another one, another righty. Homered again. 3 homers in 3 games now for Edward Oliveira. So maybe sneaky Royals. They've been bad lately. Maybe some sneaky Royals, plays here against Kikuchi. Could be
no one plays them. I mean, when you stack them, you got them at like 4%.
I know.
So when they go off, you're in a good spot.
Because they're officially the worst team in baseball. So,
So of course we're playing them. We're playing them every slate.
Every slate. Kevin Biggio's 27. Just got to give my hat tip in case he does play or not, because I will play him if that's the case. And that looks to be it for the outfield slate. Let's build a lineup here, Mark.
Yes, sir.
Senga. Yeah, Senga, and what was our mid tier? Do we have a strong conviction on a mid tier play? Not really, right? We kind of like Griffin Canning or Kyle Harrison. Is that where we're going?
I mean, who has a higher ceiling? Canning? Harrison has.
Canning's shown it more, but I think it's Harrison, honestly.
Like if he can strike out 11 guys, he can probably strike out 11 Rockies, who strike out more than anyone to left-handed.
Yeah, and Kai Black kind of sucks, so I kind of trust San Francisco to win that game. So that gives us 387 though. So we're gonna need to find some value. We know we have Luciano here. If I can ever once spell his name correctly on the first try, which I can't. He is Mauricio. That's why it's Mauricio. Not Lucio. Mauricio.
Luciano's the Giants?
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right. They bumped Jasson's price up. We wanted Nelson. That's what I think we were sneaky going Royals here, right?
Oh yeah.
Nelson, 32. Furman.
I do want some lefties, some Brewers lefties.
You want some Brewers lefties?
I mean, we don't have to go full. We can just do a mini stack, but
okay, maybe Sal Frelick then.
Yeah, what's he at?
42.
Oof.
Hasn't been very good. What's Carlos Santana at these days?
I think he's 38.
38, yeah. He's been hitting a lot better. I can rock some Carlos Santana for you. 38. Ryan O'Hearn we liked. He has outfield eligibility. Play him at $3,300. We'll build our way up.
If we're gonna play him, we should play Gunner as well.
Play Gunner, yeah, I would agree. Gunner,
you can play him in third.
Gunner third, 4K. We don't have enough. I mean, I guess we plug him, Keuchel, and Alvarez will give us our Keuchel day plays.
Yeah, that works.
Where's Francisco? He's 36. Okay, so we got Lindor and Alvarez. $3,700 to finish off the outfield lineup here. Let's see. Not a lot down here. Not a lot down here. Let's see. Where could we move? What if we did? All right, let's see. I mean, let's go Hearn to first. Hearn to first. What would Yelich give us? Yelich gives us 2,100, but Frelick gave us 33. That really didn't do much for us there either.
Chris Taylor is fine.
Taylor's fine. Yeah, I agree with you.
It's I mean, it's one off.
Where is he? There he is. Okay, yeah, I can do that. I can get behind that play. So we got our Baltimore Mets stack there. Alvarez, Mauricio, and Lindor, Gunnar Henderson, Ryan O'Hearn for Baltimore. Velasquez, Frelick, and Taylor as one-offs. And then Kyle Harrison and Kodai Senga as the double spend up at pitcher. Again, look here. First look at 11 games on the Friday. Myself and Dan Silverdivio will be back live at 5 o'clock Eastern time to break it all down for you. Get us on Twitter. Get on the Discord if you're looking for us here. Good luck, everybody, with your initial roster builds, and we will catch you all later.